Hello, my name is Stephanie. I am the mama of 8 kids, ages 22 down to 6. And I just wanted to share a little bit about why I am trying to make videos on this channel. You'll notice that I have been fairly inconsistent. I tend to put several out for a while and then I stop, and then put some out and then I stop. And I really want to try to get more consistent. Life is obviously busy, and that's a good thing. I like busy. I don't like to be bored. I like to have lots to do, and obviously with 8 kids and homeschooling, I have plenty to do. So my goal is to encourage moms in homeschooling, frugal living, large family, and I just want to encourage moms. And so that's why I'm trying to make videos. I think encouragement is often lacking in our world. People are comparing to each other or making rules about what everybody should be doing. Things should be this way, and you should do this, and you should do that. And I don't want to be that person. I want to be a person that encourages you to do whatever God has called you to do, and to do it with your very best ability through His strength. So that is what I want to do, and I hope that that is what I am doing. If there are topics or conversations we could have, I would love for you to share those with me. And so let me tell you a little bit about my life and my kids. I, again, have 8 kids. The oldest has graduated from college, and then the second is in college. And then I have 6 left at home that I'm homeschooling. We have finished up our homeschool year. We just got back from an over week-long vacation to see the oldest graduate college. And I really had a goal of finishing homeschool before we left. And we did. We actually finished, I think, on Friday. Then so this was early May. We finished on Friday. On Saturday, I went to my nephew's graduation party, picked up my mom, brought her back up here. Tuesday, we had our last co-op day, which is kind of a chaotic day because we're also planning some stuff for the next year as far as like who's joining, trying to figure out the schedule of who's teaching what classes, those kinds of things. And then Wednesday morning, we got up and left really early, and we're gone for over a week for college graduation. We got back, and then, of course, I think I had 10 loads of laundry from vacation. So got all of that caught up. And so now we're on a Saturday, and I have just a little bit of time between football, volleyball, which is our last week of games, so that'll be nice to be done. And then we have a high school graduation party to go to here in just a little bit. So I just wanted to share what I'm trying to do. I will be talking about homeschool curriculum. I like to do reviews of homeschool curriculum, especially high school curriculum. I can find some of other curriculums, but high school it's really hard to find. So physical science is one I want to get done hopefully tomorrow and get that posted pretty soon, because we used physical science from Apologia this year. I used an older version several years ago, and so I'd like to share this new version. I do like it better. Just a little hint ahead. Share how I plan, because planning is really how I can make my life, how I can get done the things I need to get done in my life is if I plan and am purposeful in the tasks that I have set before me. Summer is really chaotic for me, not in a bad way. I've said no to some things for the summer, so that's good. But there's just a lot of things that go on during the summer. Kids have summer camp. We have 4 different kids going to 2 different summer camps, along with 2 kids going to another church event. We have a kid that needs to get a driver's permit and start driving and start practicing driving. We have a kid that needs to get braces. What else do we have going on? Then we have some kids that will be serving some other ways this summer. We have VBS that my husband and I will both be serving at. Let's see, what else do we have going on? There's a play. A couple kids are in a theater production. And then we have some random like little camps or classes. Our big summer thing is 4-H. So why I do 4-H, let me share this with you, and maybe I can make a video about the different projects my kids are doing, because it's kind of fun. We use 4-H as basically a supplement to our curriculum. So the great thing is there's lots of different areas and avenues they can explore. There's sewing and crocheting. There's home environment where they can make things that would decorate your house. There's wildlife where they can make projects for wildlife. There's some other science type things like there's electricity. Sorry, I'm saying a lot. Sorry. There's electricity. There is, I think there's a computer one. They can make photo albums. They can turn in photographs that they've taken. They can do horticultural type stuff with flowers. There's veterinary medicine things that they can do with animals. Obviously, they can show animals. We don't show animals. We don't live on a farm. We live in the city. So I keep hearing people. So we don't show animals. But we do lots of projects. There's biographical stuff. So almost every year my kids make a poster about some famous person. Now we could just do that as part of our homeschool, but to have a place to turn it in makes it all the better. In fact, I just remembered while I'm talking that I need to sign them all actually up for 4-H because that deadline's coming up. But to have a place to turn in their project makes it all the better for them. And so I find that it gives some projects that I'd like them to do. I want them to do these projects, but a place to turn them in. And all the kids from my 15-year-old on down, so there's 5 kids that participate in 4-H projects. And so it's super fun. And then when they get to turn them into 2 different fairs, the county fair, and then there's a little expo before the fair a couple of weeks before that they can turn projects in for. And we'll turn projects into both. Same projects can go to both fairs. And then they get judged on them. What's also really fun is, not fun, but helpful, is they do little interviews. And so they can sign up for several interviews. I think usually they have 4 or 5 different interviews where they go talk to a judge about the project they made, how they made it, why they chose it. And so it's just a few minute little interview, but it gives them such great experience having to go talk to a complete stranger about a project they've made and just be able to present themselves and talk. There's also a speech contest every year, which we've never participated in, but this coming year, I'd really like to prioritize that. So I'm hoping that can become a priority this coming year. And so, so we use it as kind of a supplement to our curriculum. Some of the things that they do, like one of my kids made a poster of Clara Barton for our homeschool co-op, and she'll also be turning that in for 4-H. My son made one of William Bill Hickok. So he probably won't be able to turn that in for a 4-H project because it has to be able to show somebody that had benefit in our world, and I'm not sure Wild Bill is a benefit. I don't know. I haven't figured that one out yet. He'll have to redo it. But if nothing else, it gave him time to practice being careful and learning to cut and learning to find information. So some really great skills, and then they put them together. They're also, I can see out of the corner of my eye, food webs. Even my 6-year-old made a little food web. Hers is super cute. And then the older kids make some too. So anyway, that's going way too much into that. But that is a big part of what we will work on this summer. We're also hoping to do some fun things. I think next week I'm going to try to take the kids to the zoo before it's too hot. And then what other plans do we have this summer? We have a Children's Museum membership, so we'll try to use that a couple more times. My kids are kind of outgrowing it, but they still do enjoy going, especially my 6-year-old. And so I don't know if we'll renew it. Usually on Black Friday, they have a 50% off sale. And so we've just renewed it then. I don't know if we'll keep renewing it. I have a few projects myself I'd like to work on, a lot of house projects. So what I'm hoping to share on my channel, what I'm trying to share, curriculum reviews, and just even flip throughs, not necessarily even reviews for some of the things I haven't used, but just, hey, here's what it looks like. And then I want to show a lot of planning. How do I plan our life out so that I can serve my family, and I can serve at church, and I can not feel exhausted, which sometimes I do. I also want to share some frugal cooking. That's a little harder because obviously my kitchen's in the middle of our house, and it's loud in my house. So it's sometimes hard to film cooking, although sometimes maybe I could film it and then do a voiceover or something, but I'm not great at doing that. That's the biggest hindrance I have to making videos is finding the quiet time and space to do something. So it's easier to do a sit-down video like this, or a review of a curriculum video, or even a planning video where I can sit in my room and flip through and show you things. It's a lot harder to do something like a cooking video because kids are going to be walking through. We expanded our kitchen last year, and it is double the size it was, but it is a hallway from our dining room to our living room. And so people are walking through and it's hard to ask my kids to always be quiet. But I do want to shift frugal cooking because I feel like that's something I'm actually really good at. We lived on a very tight grocery budget for a very long time, and now it's a little better, but still, I keep our grocery budget very, very tight. And so to share ideas and things with people, I do have a fair amount of cooking videos on here, so feel free to go back and look at some of those. One of my favorite is how to use a ham and make a week's worth of meals with one ham that you buy, like like one of the big Easter hams. And I bought one after, and I have one in my freezer. It'd be fun to do it again. My husband loves ham, so he likes to call, can we have ham week, and have a whole week of ham meals. But you really can't take that one ham and turn it into a whole bunch of meals that all taste different. They're not like you're just eating ham all the time. I think we had sweet and sour ham. We had a ham casserole. Anyway, and I fed my family of 10 on, sorry, I got to rearrange how I'm sitting, on that one ham for a whole week. And so that's a really frugal way to do it. I'd love to do some more with like pulled pork. And here I'm going to make this big pulled pork, and we're going to have pulled pork sandwiches. And then here's 3 other meals you could get out of that. And for a normal family, normal sized family, you could easily get a whole week out of that one pulled pork meal. We'll probably get most of it. So I do want to share some frugal meals. Meal planning, that obviously is a huge help when you plan your meals out. And it's fun to see what other people are eating and how they're eating it. And probably won't do a lot of grocery hauls. I did some of those. They just take time with my kids, and I often don't have time after we get home from the grocery store, just around when I'm going grocery shopping. But maybe I will. We'll see how the summer goes. Let's see. So curriculum planning, I want to share lots of planning with you. How I plan out my homeschool days. I have some videos on here of homeschooling schedules. Oh, I wanted to finish talking about how our homeschool year went. I am a little sporadic at times, sorry. But how our homeschool year went, it went really great. We finished at the beginning of May with all of our lessons done. So exciting. And we really did do them all. So I am a big believer in getting all of your homeschool done. If you choose as a mom to cut something off, if it's a purposeful choice, that's fine. But I'm big on let's do our academics well. So we finished our year really strong, and I'm really happy with that. And so I'm excited to get back into planning next year. So one thing I'd like to do too is maybe updates on how homeschooling's going, what's going well, what we're changing. But I don't do like big changes. Like I've seen some people do it every quarter and then they make these big changes. I don't tend to do that. I might make little changes here and there, but not a lot of big changes. So maybe I will. I don't tend to switch curriculum up. So that's a lot about what we're doing and what I'm hoping to share with you. I don't share my kids in my videos. You might hear a background noise of them, but they're not in my videos. This is not a family channel or anything like that. This is me here to encourage homeschool moms, or just moms in general. I guess you don't have to be a homeschooling mom, but all moms in their walk with the Lord, in their walk of walking out, living the life that we're being called to live. And so I hope that's encouraging. Thanks for joining us today. Please leave a comment if you have something else you'd like me to talk about, or you have any questions. Please hit the like button and subscribe to see more videos about what we do.